Hello people, today I'm going to be playing a bit of Minecraft while I'm talking about my wife and the struggles I've had with PTSD. So, I forced, when I first started having PTSD, it was probably early 2022, or not early 2022, sorry, my bad. 2023. My mom was killed in 2022, and so sorry if I get if I pause a lot or so on and so forth with this. It's because I don't got a script or anything like that. I'm doing this off the cuff. I don't got anything written, pre-written, or anything like that to help me out doing this, so I just want to be talking through it. So, growing up, I was someone that didn't have I didn't have PTSD when I was growing up. I didn't really even knew what PTSD was, to be honest. I did have anxiety. I didn't get panic attacks or anything like that. I had some insomnia. It was somewhat difficult to see, but it was doable. It was doable with medication and stuff like that, so it wasn't difficult at that time. It was a somewhat difficult, but it was livable, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. And of course, also, like most people do nowadays, I had a ADHD or ADD. I mean, I don't think I've ever gotten tested for which one. Or wait, no, I take that back. I did get tested, but I don't remember which it was. If it was ADHD or ADD, but it was one or another. And I obviously, since I had those things growing up, and I had my speech impediment. I mean, obviously, I was in different classes and stuff. I was in well, not in different classes. I mean, I would just be taken back to do speech therapy in the special ed classes. Like, I'm pretty sure most people know and have went through if they have a speech impediment or have basically done have been in American school and know what I'm talking about. I had to take a sip of my drink, and that's another reason I'll be pausing sometimes to take a sip of my drink, because my mouth does get dry when I'm talking up a storm on here. And if you know me, my videos do tend to have a lot of talking. So, while I was in school, a lot of my teachers knew that I didn't talk too good with my speech impediment, but they saw what I could type very well, but I knew how to operate a computer. Like, I could type very fast and very well from an early age, and it was very impressive to my teachers. It was so impressive, in fact, that they got me like this computer called an Alpha Smart, and this computer would let you type in and do school assignments and let you transport to a computer and print it. You could type up a thing and it would let you print it out once you typed it up. And I found that to be really cool because my handwriting was always terrible. I mean, I never really want cursive, so I've always had terrible handwriting. So I found it cool that school kind of accommodated for me, helped me out, and got me like this miniature computer. It was kind of like a, not like a tablet, because this was before tablets. I'm 28 now, about to turn 29 in April, so this was kind of like a, it was kind of like a calculator, but um, I don't. It was like a calculator, but you could type. It was like a calculator typewriter thing, if that makes sense. And if you're curious, you can look it up and see exactly what I'm talking about. They call it an Alpha Smart, and it was a cool device, and I found it cool that they let me use it in class and stuff like that. So if you're someone that has a speech impediment, much like me, and will just have terrible handwriting, see if your local school will let you have that, or hell, you could probably get it from university if you, uh, well, actually, most people, now that I think about it, don't really need that, because there's computers everywhere now, so I guess I'm still living in the old era, back when people didn't have computers. But yeah, if you're someone that maybe can't afford a computer or something, and you need something for classes, maybe I could help you out. But back on topic. So growing up, I didn't have anything PTSD was, and I didn't have anything like that. So come early January 2023, I was living at my old place, and I was basically just doing stuff after my mom's mortal. I was just trying to manage my house, talk to my good friend, who's been a lifelong friend of mine, and had helped me out throughout most of this journey. Um, I first noticed that my symptoms had began with loud noises. So I would hear loud noises, and I would get very scared or frightened. That is what what I'm trying to say, I guess. And I would just be there, mind my own business, and given that I lived on a street, had a lot of vehicles driving by, you'd often have vehicles that would have like an loud exhaust, or like I guess loud engines or stuff like that. And I also lived not too far from the local university, so whenever they won a sports game, they would always have the like a thing go, like fireworks and stuff whenever the local team would win, and they still do. The city also does it now for baseball games, so that's kind of annoying, but whatever. So with PTSD, let me get myself back to bed real quick so I can skip the night time. But with PTSD, basically, loud noises you would hear, they would trigger a feel response in me, and I would get scared every time I would hear these noises, and I would feel like I was back by my mom when she was getting killed. So I would be laying there if I was resting or if I was reading a book or doing something. I would have that happen and I would instantly be transported back in my mind, to that moment. And at first this made me angry because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how to feel about it, but I knew that something was wrong. Because not only did I have this so early after my mom's mortal, I also had a lot of chest pain after my mom's mortal. And what I think it was there was this condition that you can get when you basically it happens after it can happen after you have a bad breakup. It can happen after you have a relative die. It's basically called a broken heart syndrome, where you have a lot of chest pain because you're so much in shock. And not only was I having the issue of the loud noises, I was also having the broken heart syndrome because my chest would hurt and I felt so sad at the time because my mom, it was just me and her. We were pretty close, and my dad was around and my wife much. So me and my mom were really close. We were probably closest family in my local city, and I mean, and she meant a lot to me, and just to have her die like that, and no one can truly understand the stuff with it. I mean, just put my Discord back on Do Not Disturb. Didn't I apologize for that message in the background. So yeah, I was very brokenhearted at the time and really sad. I mean, I wasn't sure how I was going to go on living, but as I say, life finds a way, I guess. And I'm trying to find words to describe a little bit more about the wild noises. So I'm dealing with that on top of the broken heart. So I decided around then that I should maybe put myself into therapy. I started attending this group therapy at the time, and I started this therapist saw me, and we got in. Well, it wasn't individual yet; it was in this group setting, and I basically said a little bit about what happened, and she wanted to get an individual session set up, and I said all right, and I went ahead and got one set up to discuss a little bit about what happened. Then we were talking about it, and she gave me this sheet of paper, and this sheet of paper had it had a list of symptoms on it, and along with this list of symptoms were some other things I noticed what I was having at the time, and some of these are, let me just grab a joint, I know, sip my joint. So I was having sleep disruptions, I was having some emotional stuff with PTSD, and I was like, I was, I was like at the time, this all sounds like a lot like what I have, and the therapist said, well, let's talk about it, and so I started speaking to one-on-one about what I had went through, and that I had felt sad, and that I felt a lot of pain, emotional, and some physical pain, because I was still suffering from broken heart syndrome at the time when the individual session was happening. And she said to me, well, what you having sounds a lot like PTSD. And I said, PTSD? She said, yes. And I said, okay. And she said, there's some stuff I wanna do, and she gave me a sheet of paper and told me to fill out and write about a lot of stuff to I was involved with basically discussing about how I felt and stuff like that. So I started doing it, and honestly, looking back on it, I kind of felt angry that I had to fill out paperwork describing my symptoms, and it felt like homework basically. And you're probably wondering why did it feel like it was homework? And you're probably wondering that. So let me grab another sip of my drink again. So the reason I felt like it was homework is because I was already dealing with PTSD at the time. I didn't like the idea of having to fill out paperwork for a condition I didn't I was for, well didn't is not the correct word, but that I was forced to have by someone else's actions, if that makes sense. I mean, I felt like that was unfair to me because I was having to do this homework, what was describing what was going on with my wife and why I was a bad person because of what happened to my mom happened, or so on and so forth. But I don't know, it just felt so stupid having to fill out homework, and it made me feel angry at the same time because I felt like this wasn't helping me. It felt like people were just giving me something to keep busy with rather than treat the symptoms of the PTSD. I felt like it wasn't helping at all. I didn't feel like it was doing anything to, like treat the symptoms of it. And honestly, it's so hard to get help for PTSD now in America. I mean, what am I saying now for? It always has been. And, well, you're probably wondering how so. And let me tell you why. So, now, most therapists now, you either gotta be in network or your insurance has to be accepted or whatever. And the free ones, most of the time, they're so underfunded, they can't even afford the proper things or proper treatments for PTSD. Okay, I guess I'm going back to, or at least want to try to go back to my house. Excuse me. Oh no, so many mobs. And they all have arrows. Let me just get somewhere safe. And I'll continue talking about it real quick. Alright, I'm somewhere safe now. Alright, I'll pause right here and talk more about it now. So, I was talking about why I felt like homework was the paperwork that my therapist would give me would be why it felt like homework and why I didn't like it. So I would be just just trying to get help for my PTSD, and it was just, I felt like that wasn't helping. And honestly, nowadays, since it's so difficult to see a therapist, and if you can, it's mostly public funded stuff that's not very well funded in the first place. And we're gonna do things that don't really work out or treat the PTSD, and I just felt like it was ridiculous. So I had to do this homework to discuss my problem while I was dealing with a condition that someone had given me by murdering my mom. It just felt wrong, I guess, and just so stupid. But I guess I can speak a little bit more about the symptoms of PTSD. I'll do that real quick, but let me get a bed made real quick in the game. Black bed. Alright. Let me get my crafting table. Alright. Time to go back. So the other symptoms I've had with PTSD, in addition to the hypersensitivity to loud noises, was basically I would also get agitated and have a lot of emotional sensitivity to stuff, I guess, cause I was before my mom's murder, I was someone that was very religious, and I was going to a few places for various religions and stuff like that, and someone there, I won't name names, I won't say who, but someone had told me, well, this happened to your mom, but why can't you just move on? And thinking back to that, I mean, at the time that just made me so angry hearing that. In fact, it made me so angry, I don't even go to that place anymore. That religious place. I mean, I don't really believe in God anymore either, but that's besides the point. So, but that's what they said to me, and it just felt, it gave me a bad feeling, and I guess that's what I'm trying to say is I felt hypersensitive to people's words, I guess, with my PTSD too. Or maybe it was, or not people's words, but my emotions were kind of hard to regulate, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Let me grab another sip of my drink. I'm drinking a little something called Pear right now. A little soda. Probably should be drinking water. Help me hydrate, but since my mouth gets so dry, but it's alright. So we can. I mean, I would be happy to talk more about the second symptom. If anyone has got any questions about it, or I probably can type it and describe it a little bit better if someone leaves a comment asking about it. Because, I mean, I'm doing this without a script. I'm not doing it in any rehearsal or anything like that. Excuse me. Just basically talking about it right now. Because, I mean, I make all my videos when I feel like it. Because, I mean, anyone with PTSD can tell you that that's about why you do things when you feel like it, rather than stuff you should you should be doing. But we can move on to my fourth symptom of PTSD, and that was that's basically, well, not was, but is sleep disruption. So basically, what that looks like is you can be laying down, you can be waiting before you go to bed. Just imagine that you're laying down. You have your favorite blanket with you. You have your favorite stuffed animal, and you're just laying there. You're enjoying yourself, and you're having a good time. About to go to bed and stuff, but then suddenly your body jolts you back, like you're not asleep yet, but you're about to doze off. So that's what I feel when I'm trying to go to bed sometimes. It's not every time, but it does happen. And I have a lot of intrusive thoughts when I'm going to bed. And what that what's like is I'll be laying there thinking about basically what I did in those moments when my mom got shot and after. Because, I mean, I did a lot in those moments that I think was good when I look back to it. I mean, at first, I didn't. At first, I felt like I was a coward. I felt like I didn't do things right. But now I feel like I did a good job. But I wasn't a coward. I did a good job, even thought I had doubts to begin with, because I called 911. I put a tourniquet on my mom, but I I'm not entirely sure. I didn't read an autopsy report. I didn't read anything like that, because I mean I can't handle that. I can't do it. I can't do anything like that, and I don't want to see a photo of what happened. I don't want to see video. I don't want to see nothing. And but I know that some people, who've had real relatives murdered are okay with seeing that because they want to know. And me personally, I feel like the less I know, the better I would be mentally, I guess. But I'm pretty sure she got shot more than what I could see. Because I mean, I did see that she had gotten shot in her arm, and I think it went through her arm, into her chest somewhere or something like that. So it was a tourniquet probably wasn't enough to save her. I didn't have much on me. I mean, I didn't even have a full. We didn't even have a full aid kit. So I mean, so I think I did the best I could do given the limited resources, medical resources I had on hand. Because I mean, I applied a tourniquet, and I applied, well, not applied, but called 911, and the police came the fire department and medical station is right around the corner from my old house, so they were literally on scene within a minute, as was the police department. And they were there so quickly, it was insane. And they windled a lot of life-saving care, but honestly, it wasn't enough in that moment to help her. But they did everything that they could in that moment, from what I could see. And I mean, they did a good job, well. And the police officers that responded to my mom's murder, they were some of the nicest people I had ever met. I knew one of the cops from back when I was in the police support post. And the police support post is basically like this thing for young people to see what being a cop is like. And he was such a nice guy. He he told me that I did a good job and that he was proud of me for trying to help my mom the best that I could. And that that the police department did everything that they could to try to save her, but unfortunately that she had passed on at that time. And I had a chaplain come and talk to me, because they brought me to the police department after my mom's murder. They had brought me up there along for witness to gather statements and everything else that they could get to try to catch the person that killed my mom. And so they were questioning me and the witness and stuff, and trying to basically get everything understood so they could know where to focus police resources at that time. Let me open my drink up, my second one I got over here for, cause my mouth is dry. Sorry if it's a little loud when I open this. Cause I know my microphone has some sensitivity and doesn't do well with loud noises, cause that's why I had to tone down my voice a little bit, cause my voice can sometimes get a little bit loud. Let me take a sip real quick. But going on, so I was up there, and of course he told me that and stuff, so it didn't matter, but he was telling me these things, cause I mean, I still developed PTSD and stuff, and I still had self-doubt and other stuff about it. So, excuse me. That is basically how I felt, but and that's kind of the symptom I was having. Excuse me. Sorry if I burp a lot. I mean, like I said, I'm drinking soda over here, and also ate a little bit of pizza today, so I kind of have a little bit of indigestion too, as well. Now then, let me see what else want to say about PTSD. Um, so I think I would discuss some things about some common misconceptions about PTSD. Cause I see there is some bad or like in the media and stuff and whatnot. I mean, I see some people that claim to have PTSD, but don't really have it and stuff like that. And also, there's some people out there that think it would be fun to have PTSD. I can assure you, it is not fun to have PTSD. It is not fun at all. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention with the fourth symptom of PTSD, my my sleep disturbances, because I got rambling about police department and stuff like that. So besides the joking you awake, I also have a lot of sleep paralysis. Now I'm pretty sure that if you've been around and you basically have been on the internet long enough, you probably have read something about sleep paralysis. It's basically where you wake up, but you cannot move until you're like fully awake. It's kind of like you're in a dream, but you're wide awake and can see your room and stuff. And I mean, I've had that. I used to have it before my mom's mortal, but ever since I've developed PTSD, it's gotten to where I have it like maybe I'd probably say about 9 times a month. Sleep paralysis. But when before PTSD, I had it probably about maybe once uh maybe once every 6 months or maybe once every year. Cause it used to happen when I would lay down and a ridiculous position or something like that. But that that's been happening a lot more since my PTSD. I even was curious about it, and I asked the therapist about it, and she said, "Yeah, there was a lot of people that do report that the sleep paralysis does happen a lot more in people with PTSD, and I'm not sure why it does happen like that. I think it's maybe because the the brain is like jolting you awake, or something's going on with your brain, and it's making you wake up like that. And I mean, I don't know what if there was any medicine out there that can treat that or what, but I mean, I'm still looking. But if you're someone that's watching my channel and have PTSD, do you have you noticed that yourself? Have you noticed that you have sleep paralysis a lot now that you've have PTSD compared to when before when you maybe didn't have it at all, or maybe had it very little? I mean, I know that was probably gonna be someone that's watching that will basically say yes, but um, I mean, I'm still researching it and looking into it to discover why that happens a lot to people with PTSD. 'Cause, I mean, I'm kind of curious to see. Because mainly I want to see if I can treat it somehow. See if there's any medicine I could ask my doctor to try. Because my doctor, I see a good general practitioner that listens to me and knows my struggles with PTSD, and I take some medication that I was prescribed to help me out with PTSD, and I'm just trying to look and see if there's anything that can help with getting rid of the sleep paralysis that's being caused by the PTSD. Oh yeah, let me put a tree sap one down. I cut down that tree at. I think it was right about here. And something else I also want to discuss about PTSD is when you're sleeping, you can have some very vivid nightmares and some real dreams too. And some of these dreams I've had since I've had PTSD, they tend to be violent dreams. Well, I am like one dream I had was when I was mainly doing like some shopping in a mall or Walmart, and suddenly there is a shooter, like a mass shooter, going around, and excuse me again, going around, and he starts shooting people, and it was some old dreams. Well, like I know one real one that I had, I was kind of violent. I dreamed like there was someone like breaking like all my stuff, but I didn't know who it was. I didn't even see. The dream never told me who it was, so I don't know. But everything I had in that dream was broken by this mysterious person, and it looks like it's about to become nighttime. So let me hurry up and finish cutting down this tree real quick and get back to the base. Alright. And just go ahead and turn the music off. So, I mean, this video probably won't be monetized for a while anyway, but I mean, I don't want music to be a factor in it anyway. But let's go ahead and get all the way back. Alright. So then. Some other misconceptions about PTSD is there's people who think that people who have PTSD don't have it as bad. I think it's just something that only people with who have been to war have. That's not true at all. I mean, there's people out there that are dealing with PTSD and haven't stepped foot into a battlefield. And me personally, haven't stepped foot onto a battlefield. I mean, I quit military stuff, but that's about it. So mean, I feel like it's really insulting when I hear people say, yeah, PTSD only affects people who have been in the military. I mean, I think that's just ridiculous. And I really wish the government would do more to help people with PTSD, like make therapy more accessible, give help to people. And oh no, it's snowing in game, so I'm gonna have to cool snow off. It's also supposed to snow in real life, so excuse me, that should be interesting. Hope everyone's power doesn't get wet by the freezing rain or freezing ice and snow. But yeah, so that's just ridiculous. Well, but people think that, and that I think PTSD is kind of a cakewalk that only affects military people. Oh, let's see, what else I want to discuss here while I'm up here on this platform. Trying to think what else. So, some old stuff I've been thinking about is I also have a lot of panic attacks when I didn't used to before. And I have a lot of panic attacks now that I have PTSD. But, I mean, I'm sure other people will also agree that they have a lot of panic attacks now that I have PTSD as well. But for me, my panic attacks mostly tend to be me yawning a lot and like unable to catch my breath. But in the past, before I've had a non-epileptic seizures. Well, the hospital called them stress seizures, and I've had that before. I feel blessed that I didn't have I've had more seizures, because my last one was probably some time ago, but it was always a chance I could have another one. Unfortunately, because it's linked to my chest, and I think the last one I had was probably 2024, 2025. And it's mostly cool for me when my stress is really high. So that's another question I have for people with PTSD. Do any other people who have had stress seizures feel like they've gotten worse with PTSD? But I probably didn't cover everything I want to talk about in this video. But that's alright. mostly just a video where I can speak a little bit about my experiences with PTSD. But I think since I covered everything, well, at least I covered everything, but excuse me, planned on saying, oh, oops. I guess I'll uh, move on to some other topic while I'm getting my place set up over here. Has oh wait, look at me chopping away without a axe. When I had one. But yeah, if someone's curious and wants me to talk about why uh not why, but what other experiences I've had with PTSD, you can ask in comments or something like that. I mean, I'm pretty open. I can answer any questions about the condition and stuff. So don't feel too shy to ask. Or if you have any questions about symptoms or anything, because you're curious if you've got PTSD yourself. I mean, I can't diagnose anyone. I'm not a doctor, but I can certainly discuss my symptoms for and give some pointers and maybe help help you look for local resources in your area. But something I have found that helps my PTSD is by attending this local well, it's not local, but it's a statewide organization. I had to take another sip of my drink. But it's a statewide organization in my state. It's basically, well, it's basically an organization for survivors of homicide relatives to discuss basically their relative and their memories of them and stuff. And I feel like that helps me a lot. Because unfortunately, as someone with PTSD from a violent crime, most people won't unfortunately understand where I'm coming from and the horror that's associated with the basically the thing, the crime and stuff. I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I don't wish what I've been through on anyone. I mean, I'm just saying it's hard for people to understand unless they've been through it themselves. I mean, and I feel like that group therapy thing helps me feel heard, helps me feel understood, and that there's still some people out there but one guy that attends there, he spoke very wisely, and he said something that I felt was very true, and this something was that people now, when you hear about someone being killed or murdered, they will be like the relative of the homicide victim is kind of treated like a rep, or like they don't want to be around the person that had the relative murdered. And I feel like when he said that so true, because I had felt like that for some time when I would be, and when I would try to talk to people and family and friends and stuff. I feel like they wouldn't want me around because they didn't want to be reminded of the bad in the world. And I feel like maybe they didn't want me around because it reminded them that there was people out there that hurt people, and that I was a victim of that. And that people aren't good, I guess. And honestly, I mean, there was some family and friends that helped me out after my mom's mortal, but there was some people out there that took advantage of the situation by trying to ask me for money and stuff, and just weren't good people after my mom got mortal. I mean, I thought that was just so ridiculous. How low do you have to be to do that? I mean, my mom had just gotten mortal, and you over here asking me for money for whatever reason. I mean, it's just so crazy. I mean, I certainly wouldn't ask anyone for money after someone's family just got killed right in front of them. But maybe it's because I have morals, because I'm a good person, I guess. But I don't know. It was just so much in this world that doesn't make sense, and unfortunately, that's one of the things that don't make sense, or why that had to happen. On top of my mom being mortal. We'll put some windows over here, and we'll just make this. Oh, whoops. But alright, my house, first was. Just let me go ahead and see. Oh, man, out west now. Monsters were nearby. Got kind of choked up on this drink. Alright, here we go. Yeah, uh, it's just so shocking to me that people would do that, honestly. But, oh no. Oh, that's not good. Drowned or what, or whatever those people are. I'm not too sure. It's been minutes since I played Minecraft. I just been on it since some of my friends were playing it. But yeah. Excuse me. No, no. Do I not got a sword? I don't. Okay, well, whatever. I can just hit him. Oh, so which way is okay. Damn it, man. That's crazy, bro. Alright, well, maybe would have taken plenty of damage from just being out in the sun, so that's good. But unfortunately, I took a lot of damage myself. Guess I'll go ahead and get started on Perform. I apologize if the aspect here of my PTSD is kind of short. I'm happy to discuss it in comments if people have a specific question or anything. Guess I can talk a little bit else about my life while I'm doing this. I guess I'll speak about what life is like as someone with speech impediment. Now that I've discussed a little bit about my PTSD. So life with a speech impediment. And growing up, obviously I was bullied a lot in school for having a speech impediment, and most people are. Anyway, I don't know of anyone who has a speech impediment and hasn't been bullied in school. And it's like the universal thing to bully people with speech impediments. I don't know why people think that's okay, but hell, you can even find that in YouTube comments now, too. Thankfully, no one's said that to me. Not that like it wouldn't matter anyway. Because I mean, I don't really take YouTube comments seriously anyway. It's mostly a Fundledome anyway. So. Alright. But I had to attend special ed classes. And not because I had developmental disabilities, but because in those special ed classes, sometimes the school was so underfunded, they kept the special ed classes along with the speech impediment classes, or rather, when the speech therapist would come to a school, or rather, they would host it with the special ed classes. So I would just go there, and while the other kids were doing the classes, I was doing my speech impediment stuff. Well, speech therapy is what I'm trying to say. But since I had ADHD and stuff in school, they gave me an alpha smart. I don't know if I mentioned that oil in the video. Excuse me. I probably did, and just forgot about it. But it was pretty cool that they gave me an alpha smart computer. I really liked the alpha smart computer. Alright. Alright. That's my form right there. And here's what we'll do. We'll do it, 2 across. So, waddle this way, soil this way, waddle, soil, waddle, soil, waddle. Alright. But I don't know if it will grow in the snow biome. I guess we'll have to see and find out. I know those pumpkins were in the snow biome, so I guess we'll see. Taking all the snow out. And if not, I can just fish. It's not a big deal. Oh, farm has been set up. We just need to get a bucket, waddle, bucket, waddle. Oh, let me see who. Give me shovel or give me wibbly or whatever. Something like that. And let's see here. Hello, Veltrader. Oh, we'll make our mine entrance White Hill. Actually, probably gonna have to make our entrance a little more bigger to account for basically the other stuff. I won't be making this area. Okay, that should be big enough. Alright. That seems like it would be big enough. Alright. Need to get cobblestone so I can get the fullness going. I need to get my food cooked in game. Alright, 9 wall mutton. Alright. Pickaxe. Alright. Let's pick up this. Starting to get a little bit dark in here. I haven't found coal yet. Just want to keep on going down. That sounds intimidating. Sandstone. So I think we might be near some water. As we did down, maybe. Something like that. Just don't want to accidentally expand out and hit some water before the rest of mine. That's why I'm digging down deeper as I go. Alright, time to build a stone pickaxe. Oh yeah, gotta build a rooftop. Go ahead and do that real quick. On that. Alright. You go ahead and get 6 stone pickaxes made. Got plenty of wood, so I can come back and get whatever I need. Huh? Oh. Whoops. Wait, was that coal back there? What did it tell? I need coal. Guess I'll just expand out and around. But once again, just in case anyone wants to ask any questions and stuff, I'm very active in the YouTube comments. of my videos, so if you have a question about my PTSD or about my wife or anything like that, you can ask it. But I think I'll end this video here probably about 10 minutes. Pick up probably tomorrow or next day. 'Cause I really want to do some more videos talking about my wife, and I think it would be fun to have it set to Minecraft as I do it. Excuse me. And we're making a lot of progress in the mines right now. Alright. Alright, let me see here. Tons of cobblestone, so let me go ahead and get started on building the furnace. What is that? Oh, black wool. Okay. What to me like a brick? Alright, furnace time. I'll put the furnace right here. I wish you could put wood now and have it burn. Cause you can use that stuff to actually let me see. Oh yeah, I need coal, which I don't have. Oh, let's go ahead and get started on fortifying the base location. Let's put these tails down. And this fence is going to have cobblestone up base. What is this? Oh, I was wondering why I could place a block veil. Alright. Bring out that. Get rid of that. I mean, this tree. Place that veil. Oh, bad skeleton. Shooting a hell well. Oh. Oh no. Ah, Trey got struck by the sun. And now I can finish building my stuff. Alright. Alright. I can use some of that to make it finish the wall, but I'm going to get cobblestone. Alright, heading back down. Cobble. Yeah, I just went for coal, but I'm gonna say no to cobble right now. Oh no, waddle. I knew it. Oh no, not again. And what was Batville? Oh, I see. Just gonna have to dig down, I guess. Dig down deeper. So I'm like on the smallest island right now. Let me see. Yeah, I'm like on the island. So just gonna have to dig down deeper. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed me talking a little bit about my wife and PTSD and the struggles with it all in the video. So if it was a lot of rambling or anything like that, like I said, I don't have any script or anything. I don't do this with a script before me. I just do the videos whenever I feel like it. And I got 64 cobblestone right now. Still looking for coal, well. Man, I'm not finding any coal over here. Don't know what it is. Just find cobblestone. I just have to go into the lake and look. That's all good. I'll just go up here and finish the cobblestone wall and call it a day for this episode. And once again, if you have any questions or anything about my PTSD, about anything to do with my wife, you can ask it. Wow, they really want me to use that and desktop. Oh, actually may have enough to make this 2 stories tall. Oh, whoops. I got a pet rabbit. Damn it. There we go. Oh, that's good enough, I guess. Well, alright folks, thank you for watching. And remember, if you have any questions or anything, you can ask them in the comments. Or if you have any requests, feel free to ask them. I hope you have a great day, and thank you for watching.